Right, hello and welcome back. Today I'm going to do a comment because I've neglected my comments. I know in the last video I tried to respond to every comment. I've just been like busy but not busy. I've been lying in bed basically and letting things slide a bit. But it's the end of the year and this is usually what happens. And then you make your New Year's resolutions and then they all fall apart as well. But no, I'm definitely keeping up. I'm keeping up with my nofap. I'm keeping up with like actually doing things instead of thinking about doing things, which I did. Big problem for me was for years I just thought about doing things, didn't actually do anything. Anyway, I want to get on to comments here. From Adrian Nikelski. Have you tried learning a language? It's fun and you can earn money tutoring or translating. It's a very nice hobby because it changes and improves your way of thinking. For native English speakers, I recommend Danish, Dutch, Swedish, French, Italian, etc. They share a lot of vocabulary and grammar with English. It shouldn't take more than half a year to learn one to a decent level. I did French in the past. I've learnt a bit of German, but like nothing really, nothing to write home about, just like GCSE level. I didn't even do German at GCSE level, so I did Latin. Sorry, Latin. That's really useful, like a dead language. But it's nice. It's nice to know that I did Latin and classical civilizations as well. But learning a language, it's never really interested me. But I should probably, like, if there's a country I want to move to, I will definitely learn the language. I don't know what would be a good country for me to move to that speaks a different language. That language I would learn, a country that I would get on in, that I would be successful in. It's hard to pick a country and know. I suppose you can just, like, I looked at the male suicide rates and just moved to the country where the male suicide rate is the lowest. Eastern Mediterranean, that's where I want to move. 1.1 to 1 ratio of male to female suicides. Must be really good over there. Eastern Mediterranean, where is that? The countries and territories of Eastern Mediterranean include Cyprus, Greece. Hello, okay, moving to Greece. Lebanon, Syria. It must be good for men over there. Holy shit. Syria, Palestine, Israel, Turkey, Egypt, Libya, Jordan. I think out of those, Greece sounds the best. Can also include Herzegovina, Bosnia and Herzegovina. I remember that from the Eurovision Song Contest thing. Croatia, Greece, Slovenia, Macedonia, Serbia, Montenegro, Romania, and Ukraine. So I'll have to move somewhere there. Learn Greek. Maybe it's their dad as well, probably. It's a better dad over there, isn't it? Like Mediterranean dad. Anyway, on to the next one. Rejected from Eve Zero. It's okay, brother. I'm 27 and a virgin. You're not the only one. Yep, there's a lot of us out there. There is a lot of single men that have never had a relationship, that have never found somebody in their life through their own mental. It's like, as I said, with me, it's 50-50. It's my past, my insecurities. It's also how I look. I mean, I'm not the best looking. If I get this fixed, it will help a lot. I'm just keeping up nofap and everything as well. That's what you have to do. You have to improve yourself. You can't just lay down and rot. You can't just give up. You have to, if you want happiness in this life, you have to fight for it. But some people get handed it, yes, but that makes them weaker. It's going to make you stronger to strive, to become, to build. You know what I mean? It's going to make you stronger to have to struggle so much more. It's going to make you that much more deep, stronger. You're going to have a lot more personal growth. You're going to be a lot stronger. You're going to be able to stand on your own 2 feet because you've overcome being alone and having to deal with life on your own. You don't have anybody to prop you up. So, you're going to be stronger in the long run. It just takes, if you don't, fall under it and let it bury you, which I did for years. Yes, I did that for 10 years and I just gave up and I went hermit mode. I played games. I hid away in my room. But you have to get that under you and let it fertilize you and grow. You grow from that and rise from that. That's the shit you need in your garden to grow. Your flowers in the garden, which is you, your soul, to develop as a person, to become better as a person. Oh yeah, and the reply from at that me, your mama's on that made it. That's some name. That's a choice, right? There's escorts, hookers all over Europe. I don't have any interest in purchasing sex, and sex without love is completely meaningless to me. I wouldn't get anything out of it. I would feel worse after because I'm trying to retain my seed. Unless I find someone that cares about me and loves me, and I care about them and love them, it will never mean anything, and it will be just totally hollow, empty, and meaningless, and it'll be the same for you. unless you're under the illusion so much of sex. You've been brainwashed by this, by popular culture, by media. So you gotta wake up from that illusion. You gotta break free of that illusion. I have, and I'm on no fap day 71, easy mode, completely easy mode, because it's just like there's no desire there. There's nothing there. And for me, in the past, my desire was huge. I had a huge lust, and I was under that illusion big time. So I understand. I've been there. I've done that. I got the T-shirt. Losing your diamonds has a big impact on how you age as well. It's so clear. Like there's a male model from like Singapore, and he's 50, and he looks like in his late 20s. So he obviously knows that, and he's practiced that, and he's gay. So that also helps. He doesn't have any kids to stress him out and stuff like that, and he's a model, so he doesn't really have a stressful life. That all helps, obviously. Stress also ages you. So anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, don't buy an escort or a hooker. You're just supporting trafficking of humans and objectifying of people as objects. It's not. You have to wake up from that and see people as people. People are people. Male, female. We're all people. We all have our differences. We all have our likes, dislikes. We all have our things that make us unique. And I want to love somebody for who they are, for the person they are. If I resonate with them, that's all I care about. And I want to meet someone like that and make a relationship, long-term relationship with someone like that, make a family with someone like that. That's all I want. I don't want to get my end away, and I've done that for years. I'm done with that. If that's something they want, then I'll provide it for them, but I just don't see things that way anymore. I've matured. I've gone past that. I've ascended past that. I've ascended past the need for it. And I was like the worst. You can't even imagine. I was the worst, most fiendish porn addict completely. So to get over that took a lot of effort, but once you see through the illusion, it's so, it just makes it so easy. It's like nothing. It's so easy to do no fap then. Still might have wet dreams. I have had 3 wet dreams over the course of 71 days. The last one was at the end of November there, so just old habits and old subconscious things come back up sometimes, and hormones fluctuate, so you got to be careful. You got to ride the waves. You can't say with certainty I'm over anything, because you have to. Generally, I'm talking like over these 71 days, it's been no problem, easy, because I've practiced the discipline in the past. I've got over the illusion. I'll move on to the next comment from Surrey Games Official. Incel Clicker, pick it up. Europe is panicking about birth rates, in Finland too, but they don't have a solution. Thanks to Tinder, only Chads get to have sex. Yeah, Tinder's not great. I've been on Tinder, tried Tinder, but didn't really get anywhere with that. Might try it again. I don't want to be judgmental or anything, but like, don't want to be hooking up with an ice tray, cum dumpster. Yeah, I just not interested in that. Sucks how things are, but what can you do? I mean, it is how it is. You have to deal with what you've got. You've got to deal with how the world is. You have to deal with it. Makes you stronger anyway, so might as well. But you're going to be lonely, yes. Like I have been lonely for my whole life. And I had chances though, but I blew my chances. I didn't know I wouldn't get any more chances later. This is the thing, you don't have future sight. If I had, I would have tried harder when I was younger, or tried it all. I didn't try it all, so. Okay, next one is Paul Condor. It's a long one. Well, first of all, I applaud your courage, as making a video like this would not be easy. I have struggled a lot with the same issues. Not much success in a dating game, social anxiety, shyness, lack of decent social circle. So I can empathize a lot. I wasn't abused per se, but I had a tyrannical father. I think for some of it's like some kind of perfect storm where genetic predisposition is mixed with unfavorable circumstances growing up. Yep, it's definitely a mix of things. It's not just one thing. It's never just one thing. It's mental health, it's genetics, insecurities. It's just a mix of stuff, definitely. And then the past didn't help, obviously, as well. Child abuse, which led to mental problems like social anxiety. Then we miss certain opportunities and have to play catch up. Yeah, I just wasted all my opportunities and didn't try at all, so now I have to play catch up big time, and I'm so far behind that it's like swimming upstream, but you have to do it anyway. It makes you stronger anyway, so swimming upstream makes you stronger. If you're swimming normally, you're not going to gain as much muscle as if you're swimming upstream, because you're getting more work, but then you have to rest more and eat more, so if you're doing more work, so it's like you're balancing the two. One of the things we need to be especially mindful of is critical thinking. Make sure we always listen to those with a different viewpoint and try our best not to become too rigid in our mindset, especially if we're prone to cynicism, which we are. I know I always have an open mind. I'm always willing to change my thoughts. You should never be fixed, because if you're fixed, you can't grow as a person. A fixed thing cannot grow. You need to be able to grow into something better, to bloom into a flower. So you have to keep your mind open to new ideas, to new thoughts, to new people. Keep your heart open as well. Obviously, you think people are going to walk all over you, but they won't. You still have the power to cut people out of your life. You still have the power to. There's laws in place in this world we live in, so there should be no problems really. If someone annoys you, just don't even bother with them. Just cut them out. That's it. Move on. Toxic people are toxic. I was toxic, and I've learned from my mistakes. Those people can also learn from their mistakes, but you can't force people to be a certain way. Like, I couldn't have been, like, if I'd come along as someone else and tried to change myself back then, it wouldn't have been possible, because I was so, fixed in that mindset. And I know I was probably more fixed minded then than I am now, big time. I'm a lot more open minded now, big time. A lot more. Alright, as someone else pointed out, you look like a fairly masculine bloke, and I'm guessing a lot of people just think you're quiet and shy, but have no major issues. I'm similar in that regard. Generally, yeah, I don't have that many issues. I have a nose I need fixed, and skin problems sometimes. I've had skin problems my whole life, like acne, and you can see here and here. Even though I eat clean as hell, I think I need someone with good skin bacteria so they can get some of it onto me, so get rid of this bad skin bacteria. I don't know where I picked it up from, but it can also be hormonal based, so my hormones might be differently balanced or imbalanced. Hormone imbalance also causes autism and stuff like that, and I've done autistic tests, tested myself for autism, and I was close but not quite there. I was close but not quite there. I'm not autistic, but I can act autistic, definitely. I've acted autistically in the past, like just, not saying hello to people, not interacting with people, just shutting down and freezing up. But that was in the past. I don't do that anymore. I always try to say something now, or not freeze up, just keep going no matter what, even if it's something stupid like doing a gesture or something. At least someone gets a laugh out of it. You just got to learn to use that energy and not freeze up with it, you know what I mean? I'm 34, so even further down the track. But in saying that, I'm planning on doing a bit of travelling. Not sure if you've seen a psychologist. I visited one a few times earlier in the year and found him very easy to talk to, and felt it was good to get things off my chest. That's why I make these videos. That's why I do these videos. I don't need therapy if I make these videos, you see. My therapy is these videos. I'm getting it all off my chest. And in the past, I've talked to my mother, I've talked to my father about my problems. So they were my therapists as well. So I've got it all up out in the open. That's the best thing to do. You have to expose. If these things are not exposed, they grow in the darkness. They grow and fester. Especially mental health problems, they grow and fester in the darkness. You have to expose them to the light. Show other people that you do have problems and they can help you, definitely. He said, I went from clinical levels of anxiety at the beginning to a much lower level. Yeah, because you're exposing your problems to somebody that's listening to you. And that's very important. You can't just go through life keeping your problems bottled up and not, sharing them with other people. But people usually in this world don't want to hear other people's problems because they've got their own problems, right? So you gotta have people in your life that, luckily I have a mother and father that care about me, even though my dad was crazy when he was younger. When, as I said, he used to hit me and stuff and caused a lot of torment for me. But people do change, and he's changed a lot, and now he works out with me and stuff, so people can change, and there's no point in holding grudges, because a long time dead, and what's the point? I mean, he's paid the price, I've paid the price. What more can you do? You just have to move forward with your life. As for escorts, I've occasionally used them, although it was years ago. I'm neutral on it. I don't think it helped or hindered me. No, it wouldn't help you. It's just like jerking off with a person there that doesn't care about you, that's only there for money. I mean, without love, it's just totally meaningless. I mean, what is the point? Just to get your end away? I don't understand that mindset anymore. I used to be so deep in that mindset, but now I don't understand it. You have to break free of that mindset, break free of that conditioning, break free of that programming, because it's programming to keep you down, to keep you weak, to keep you hamstringed, so you can't get on in this world. You have to get over that. You have to see Women are just people. They're not to be put on a pedestal. They have their weaknesses. They have their strengths. It's like men have their weaknesses and strengths. Just treat people as you would wish to be treated. That's it. That's the bottom line. Male or female. I would say that there has been a deliberate attempt by ideologues to make it seem like prostitution is one big immoral mess. But they are lumping together street prostitution and other unsavory aspects with the perfectly reasonable part. Some women simply make a conscious decision to do something that will pay a lot more than stacking shelves in Tesco. The moral side, aspects aside, is probably too costly for people who are not wealthy. I'd rather go on a nice holiday or something. I would never prostitute myself, even if I was extremely handsome. And, men do that as well, like escorting. I would never do it. And I can't imagine why anyone would do it. I couldn't live with myself if I did that. I don't understand people that can. I just don't like prostitution at all. What does it solve? It's only perpetuating a problem about our sex-obsessed culture, which sex is to make children, that's it, bottom line. Just because it feels good does not equal something that's going to be beneficial for you. Feels good is destroying yourself, for the most part. Anything painful is growth. Anything pleasurable is death. Comfort is death. You have to stay comfortable in the uncomfortable to grow. Just understand that. And that's why maybe I am in this situation for that reason. Look at the most successful people like Tesla. He died a virgin, and yet he came up with so many inventions, and like electricity he came up with. So he was a genius, and he died a virgin. So obviously, he had that working for him. Anyway, good luck with all of this. I might one day open up myself on camera. Yes, you definitely should. It helps so much, and it'll help other people because you're sharing your story. And the more people that do this, the better, because then you have people you can relate to. You know what I mean? It's nice to have people that you can relate to and not feel alone in the world. Definitely. I guess it would be liberating in some way. I'm pleased to see a lot of normal people are stepping forward, as I think there have been some misconceptions before. Yeah, it's a big problem right across our society, in the West especially. Just look at male suicide rates and you'll know that it's definitely a huge problem in the West. It's like an epidemic, but men don't want to talk about it because they're embarrassed about it. Why should you be embarrassed about something that you don't have any control over, really? Because of your mental social anxiety that held you back, because of what you've been through in your past that held you back. You have to open up, and you only live once. Do you want to live with regrets? I don't want to live with regrets, so I'm getting it all out in the open. I have nothing to lose anyway. What do I have to lose? My life? I don't have anything to live for anyway. I'd happily lose my life for something I believe in, but at the same time I don't want to die. Yes, you know what I'm saying? Let's just move on. I know I felt like less of a man at times. Yeah, definitely makes you feel like, because you don't have that female affection that you desire. All men desire that, obviously. They want female affection from a QT girlfriend. We'd kill for that. That's why we do what we do. That's why we make things. That's what drives us in a lot of ways. Sex drive. It doesn't have to be about sex. I know it's not about sex. It's about a relationship for me. But I don't know if a loving, caring relationship exists these days, like you see in the movies. Like, you've been brainwashed with, and then you're denied this. You've been brainwashed with this dream, and then you're denied it. And you've always wanted this dream, but can it ever come true? I think an author back in the 80s referred to us as male lesbians or something along those lines. What? I don't understand that. Male lesbians? Wouldn't that be gay just? I'm not gay. There are, of course, extremes, but some of us are, for the most part, normal. Yeah, it's just circumstance that leads people to become the way they are. Even like Elliot Rodger, all he wanted was love and to be loved, and he thought he was good looking, and he was, just pushed him too far. But there's no excuse for doing what he did. Like, he was neglected by his family as well. He was rich, so money doesn't solve problems. It just shows you. I understand these people. I understand everybody, because except for sociopaths, because sociopaths don't have the empathy, they don't have sympathy, and they just abuse people, and they don't have any feelings, so they don't see what impact they're having on others, and they don't feel anything. They're the worst people. They're very scary people. They're the people that are in business, mostly. Cutthroats. We need less people like that in the world and more compassionate, empathetic people, because that's what humanity is. Humanity is that by definition. Okay, this one's from the Anointed One on Black Pill Talk. Hey, thanks for considering the topic I suggested. I appreciate this. I also like Berserk music. You're so creative, bro. I hope you get a popular channel. The way you connect stuff is so deep. Yep. I wanted to make more videos, but I have been letting things slide lately, and if anybody else has on any other topics, I'm thinking of doing a Q&A, so I should probably do a Q&A, and then I'll probably make a video saying making a Q&A, and then put your comments down below. Then the next one, you're the man, from the same user, the Anointed One. You're the man. I truly look forward to your posts and insight. Just wanted to let you know that anger isn't necessarily a bad quality. No, anger can drive you, definitely. If you have it under you, you have to keep emotions under you, see, to drive you. If you have them on top of you, it's weighing you down. It's hard to explain, but just, you need it as your driving force. All those negative emotions can be your driving force, definitely. It's like the most determined people have had huge losses in their life, and they imagine that, like lifters, they imagine their brother who died. What was it, George Lehman? He had his brother that died, and he imagines that every time he deadlifts. So he deadlifts like over 900 pounds, which is crazy. So he imagines that every time in his head before he lifts, and that's what drives him. So he's using the power instead of it getting on top of him and him falling under that, like under depression and sadness. He has it under him, using that force to drive him to lift the weights, to do whatever he needs to do, you know. So long as you're angry about injustice, even God becomes angry at the creation when it rebels. Even Jesus was so angry at the loan sharks, money chargers, that he created a huge ruckus out of it. Yeah, remember that? He went into the temple and threw the money out. Even the prophet David became sad at how oppressed his enemies. It is a prevalent theme of the Psalms. Even Psalm 94, he calls for God's justice against the evildoers. These days, especially with hedonism and just things, the family unit being destroyed, the good message that the church had, at least at its core, on ways how you should live your life, which has been disregarded. I think we do need like a vengeful God to return, like in the Old Testament. But Psalm 94, I'll read this. The Lord is a God who avenges. O God who avenges, shine forth. Rise up, judge of earth, pay back to the proud what they deserve. Pride is the biggest sin, definitely, and it leads to so many other sins, definitely, because you're thinking you're always so great and so much better than everybody, and then, it always turns anyway. Pride comes before a fall. How long, Lord, will the wicked be jubilant? They pour out arrogant words. All the evildoers are full of boasting. That's right, that's the rich elite in a nutshell. They pour out arrogant words. All the evildoers are full of boasting. They crush your people, Lord. They oppress your inheritance. That's the elite in a nutshell. And the elite are, well, I don't know for a fact, but a lot of people say they're Satanists, and Masonic is Satanist, and Masonics run the world, so, and they are full of boasting and arrogant words, and definitely. Pride is pushed as a good thing in our society, but it's really not. You should always be humble before God, because God created everything. If you don't believe in a God, I don't know. How could this come from nothing? You think chaos created this from nothing? You don't think divine intelligence is behind this? You don't see the patterns? There's patterns in everything. There's patterns in snowflakes. Do you not see the complex patterns in snowflakes? Do you not see the complex patterns within cells, within your hand? The lines on your hand. Everything's like a complex pattern. Geometrics. It's like a whole system built in. What is it? Is it geometrics or something? The patterns that are built into all things. So that is designed. There's no way that just bang happened out of a big bang. You can believe what you want, really. I don't know. I still don't know what I believe, but I still keep an open mind, 100%. My mind is open to new thoughts coming in. So I'm always changing my mind, and I'm not fixed on any one thing. You shouldn't say, I am this, I am that, I am the other. I believe this, I believe that, I believe the other. I hold a belief currently, yes, but it can change. Everything can change. People change. You have to be willing to change. Next comment from Belthazorm1, 28-year-old virgin here. Life sucks. Yep, it can seem that way, and it does suck to be in that situation with never having a partner in your life and never having love in your life and wanting that more than anything. And the way the world is too, it's just a bad situation that we're in, and a lot of men are in this situation and lonely, and it really does suck. But nothing you can do but ride the wave and do your best and try to improve. That's all you can do. You can't ask for any more than that. You can't do any more than that, so why would you not be confident if you're doing that? So all you have to do is do that. Be the best that you can be for yourself. And then if someone comes along, great. If they don't, oh well, you tried. You know. It sucks though. I know it sucks. What can you do? You can put yourself out there. You have to just become resilient to rejection. You have to put yourself out there as much as possible. That's what I'm going to do in the 2019. Put myself out there as much as possible on all dating apps, whatever. And then, you know, I haven't even been on a date in my life, for fuck's sake. That's one biggest aim now in 2019 is to go on one date. Not one, many dates, sorry. But starting with one. I will not end 2019 without going on one date. So that's a promise. Alright. Trina McDervish, 25, and I relate pretty much in every way. That's on the 31-year-old virgin video again. Yep, there are a lot of us out there, definitely. A lot more than society would tell you. And you just have to look at suicide rates in men. The ratio between men and women in the West is like 4 to 1. 4 to 1. For every one female committing suicide, there's 4 men committing suicide. And you know why? They can't find love, they can't get a relationship. That's all we want. Obviously, we need love as humans. We need that caring, we need compassion, we need people that understand us, we need community. If we don't have that, what life is hollow and meaningless. It doesn't, possessions mean nothing without that. So I don't understand rich people. They're chasing money.